I'm now
Doug
identifying
identified
myself.
you
Okay,
as someone
okay.
who
I know
has
you're
I've said
doing.
fluid. Are you
He's
familiar
doing
with
the
that?
trans thing where I can identify as a helicopter. You're doing that
That's
thing,
right.
right? Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, we're not going to
But
do
So is
that.
it
I
all
don't.
right then? Can I be trans accent? Is that all right?
There's
Now
no
your
there's
accent's
no
Sorry,
trans
changed.
accent
accent.
fluid.
A trans is
Now
not
your
an
accent.
Oh,
accent.
it doesn't exist. Oh, my
Your
apologies.
accent's just changed. Why has your accent
That's right.
changed now?
Can
Well,
you
I just said
explain?
I've just said
I
it's
don't
fluid,
think.
right?
Hold on. I don't think you have even a basic understanding of the trans issue at all. Like it's
Oh no,
very
it's not
obvious.
trans at all. I said fluid, right?
Well,
You
what
know
I'm
what
saying
fluid
is,
means?
you don't have even a fundamental understanding of it because the way that you're describing right now is not at all what the argument is. Okay, can you give me
Understood.
can you give me what the argument is? Because are
Well,
you saying
we
that
were
people think they
talking
can identify
about
as anything?
immigration.
We can go to
I
that. It
believe you
just seems
can,
like
right?
that. It seems like that you believe people on the left say that you can identify as anything, which
Well, I
is
didn't say anything, right? I just is it all right to identify with someone with various accents? Would that offend you?
well. If you don't have that accent, then you can't identify with it.
What do well, I mean, you obviously thought I did have this accent, right?
But
So it
you
was good
haven't.
enough for you.
I think you're actually Australian, is what you sound like to me.
You think I'm Australian, eh?
You.
I'm not
I
really
don't
though.
know. The problem is when you come up and purport to be someone that you're not. That means that we can't trust anything that you say. So you're not.
Well,
You're
to
not.
be fair,
You're
I
not.
don't expect you to trust anyone on TikTok, right? It's
You
not a
you
good
don't have
good
a. Why are you
practice.
pretending to have a British accent? I
Why
mean, it's
not?
good enough. It's good enough to fool an American, but it's not good
That's
enough to
fine.
fool a British
Well,
person.
this is a platform for Americans, right? For the most part, so that's really what matters, isn't
No,
it?
no. Actually, for the most part, it's a Chinese
Right.
app.
Well, it's actually owned by American components now,
No,
right?
no.
You're,
The American
it
part of
is
it.
actually
No, that's false. The American part of it is now owned by Americans, but the part that
right.
I'm on and the part that the rest of the world is on is owned by
Are we not on
China.
an American platform right now? Is Doug not American? Is this not the American time zone, essentially, where most Americans would be online? I'm actually confused what you're trying to
It's
articulate here.
5:11. It's 5:11 p.m. in the UK, and most of
Right,
Europe would
so
also, and
maybe it's
Africa
time to
would
take a
also
break,
be
right?
online right now. And there are more people in
Right,
Europe and Africa than there are in the United States.
right. I'm sure most of them are on TikTok. Can we get back to what we were talking about, host? Is that all right?
we can get to it. That's fine, guys. Keep tapping and sharing. We are looking for opposition though, so if you disagree with the prompt, hit the request button. Make sure you guys give me a follow if you're enjoying the live. All right, we can get to
So,
immigration.
so back to
Sure.
immigration. Right. So, well, as I said, my point is, if you are deportable, you should be deported, right? Do you think we should enforce our immigration laws in this country?
I'm not denying that we shouldn't. I just don't think it's as big of an issue as people on the right to make it out to be.
Well, I don't think it's much of an issue at this point, right? Considering that
I
we
don't think it.
significantly stopped
No, I don't think
crossings
it.
at the border.
Why I don't really think it was to begin with. I don't think it was this massive issue. I'm not saying that people who are undocumented immigrants
Sure.
should be sent back, but
Okay, right. So let's say it's not a big issue, but you're all right with us enforcing those who have overstayed their visas for 30 plus years, have built an entire life here, are still deportable as per our US code, right? Which is 8 USC 1227. You still think they should be deported, right?
I don't like the way that Trump and his administration is going about it. It's not the deportations itself; it's how they're not focusing on violent immigrants. Because actually, a small percent of what they're deporting are not violent or are violent immigrants.
Well, I mean, every administration has deported more non-violent immigrants
Yeah,
than violent immigrants,
Obama's
right?
administration
Expanding back
heavily
to the
Obama's heavily
that's
focused
false.
on violent immigrants. That was actually their main
That's
focus.
actually false. Well, if I
Can you
could
show?
provide you the Department of Homeland absolutely. Give me a moment.
Okay. Guys, keep tapping and sharing again. We're looking for opposition. Tammy, thank you for the 20 on the blue out with a V. If we get somebody in the request box, I can move on. But W Tammy in the comments. And everyone, make sure you do send in your heart me if you can.
I just realized that I can't share my camera. If I give you the article and the website, would you be willing to look at it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what's the source you got?
One moment, I'm pulling it up for you. Don't worry, it's not Fox News or anything like that.
Okay. Again, I don't think most people on the left are upset that that there are deportations. Again, I want to make it clear that it's how it's being done, how ICE is being enforced and ran.
Right, right. So, but you still agree we should deport everyone who's deportable. I understand that. So, are you familiar with Pew Research? Would you consider them reputable?
Yeah, I know what Pew Research is. Yeah.
Excellent. So, if there's an article, right, it's called U.S. Deportations of Immigrants Reach Record High in 2013. It gives you a Department of Homeland Security chart up until 2013, right? If you look at all of Obama's term during that time frame, it specifically points to him deporting more non-criminals than criminals the entire time of his administration. I'd
Yeah, let
encourage
me
you to
take a
look
look
at
at
it.
it.
And tell me
Yeah,
what
I
you
can take a look
think.
at it. What's the name of the article?
That's the name, right? It's U.S. Deportations of Immigrants Reach Record High in 2013. That's PewResearch.org.
Reach a record high in 2013. All right. So as far as I pull this up, as far as current deportations go, like what do you believe has gotten better in America in relation to these deportations?
Well, I think we've deported uh, people that usually were under the not really under the radar, right? Like those who are just in violation of our laws without necessarily being criminals, right? I think that's been a major point in the way we're doing things differently now. And if you look at it just by default, right, 1.9 million people have self-deported. There's record numbers for self-deportation because they see the writing on the wall. They'd rather do it the right way, right? We send them off with some money, I believe, as well, and they have a chance of coming back at some point. Whereas if we deport them, they have a 10-year stay where they can't even ask for asylum or anything else, right? So I think the job is really being done just by the messaging alone more than the ICE enforcement.
What do you mean by the messaging?
So it's no surprise or no, everyone knows that Trump is very hard on immigration, right? These immigrants
Mhm.
see that and they've chosen to self-deport and avoid being deported, risking being blocked from entering the country for a decade, right? So imagine someone who's been here for 2 years, has no status, never, maybe had an asylum claim denied or just a visa expired. They're like, well, I might as well go back to my country and try again the legal way. If not, I face a 10-year ban of entering the country again, if not more. So that's the messaging I'm talking about.
Yeah, but why is immigration of itself a problem though? But like, why you're insinuating that's a problem that they tried to do it the correct way afterwards?
Well, I haven't said that, right? What I said is they're leaving now, they haven't done it the right way, and they have a chance at doing it the right way. Nobody's, at least not me, right? I can't speak for every MAGA, but I have no problem with you coming into the country and trying to do it the right way.
But what in America specifically has gotten worse because of? I would assume that you believe that Biden didn't handle immigration well, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so what in America got worse specifically because of that?
Well, there's no single issue, right? If you're talking about
Well,
where I've lived before,
it could
down
be
in
a bunch
South
of
Florida.
issues. Just what in
Sure. So
general?
I'll focus on one that's more personal to me, right? So during my time in South Florida, right, we did see an influx of a very notorious gang from Venezuela called Tren de Aragua. I'm sure you're familiar with them.
Hmm.
This increase happened under Biden's, I think it was called CHVN program, right? So the problem with that program is it would allow people, I think it was Cuba, Honduras, Venezuela, and somewhere else. I don't know. I think maybe Haiti was part of it, actually. It would allow people in this country to essentially sponsor them, right? The problem is countries like Venezuela don't share criminal records from people coming into the country, right? So it would just be kind of like an honor system. You could have been a member of Tren de Agua, you could have been a member of who knows what, and there's just really no way to fact check you outside of your family member sponsoring you. And that created, which is documented under DHS, right? They even changed their policy while that was still happening, where they mentioned that there were some shortcomings to the way they verified people, right? So this allowed a lot of those notorious gang members to enter the country in a quote legal way, right?
Well, so
That's why.
so are you saying there was a rise? Are you telling me that there was a rise of violent criminals or gangs rather when Biden was
South
president?
Florida specifically, absolutely, that's correct. That's right.
Like in general, there was a rise of gangs.
I can't speak in general. I can speak only to my own personal experiences, right? So,
Well, I mean, listen,
I can't say it in general.
yeah, sure, you can have your own personal experience. That's fine, but I'm just talking in general because we didn't see crime go up specifically when Biden was president, and even more
Well,
specifically
that
with
would be
immigrants.
irrelevant to me, right? That would be irrelevant to me, right?
Well,
I'm
but
focused
isn't
on
that what you're
what
talking?
affects
Isn't
me
that
directly.
I understand that, but we have to look at this on a macro scale, not just necessarily a personal scale, because other people may have different experiences.
Well, do you vote based on your personal opinion, or do you vote for everybody else?
Well,
Well, the
I
left votes for everybody else. That's what the left does.
the reason why
You
I
all vote
vote
in
because
unison, right?
no
Interesting.
matter who's my personal life doesn't really change a whole lot depending on the president. It really doesn't. I vote significantly more so for other people because their life changes. Mine, not so much.
It's
I
very
could respect that,
selfish.
right?
It's quite selfish just to vote like based on yourself and your family as opposed to the people that are
Right.
experiencing the
I think
worst
I think you
under
should
the.
worry about the state of your country and free speech,
I'm
and you let
sorry.
us
I'm
There it
sorry,
Americans
is.
worry
There
about
it
what
is.
we
I'm
do
They
here.
love
sorry,
saying that.
person who's pretending to have a British accent. When you say what you said, honor, the weirdest way I've ever heard a human say it, and
That's all right.
Florida. Can I just ask, how
So,
come you're a
how many
person who's
people were arrested for social
how
media posts in your
how
country
come you're a person who's
recently,
born in
please?
how come you're a person who says they're born in the United States but is
Right.
still trying to speak in a British accent with elements of
Well, we have this
Australian,
thing called
South
freedom of
African?
speech. Are you familiar with it? It's beautiful. I know your country's not familiar with it, but we have it here. Is there a problem?
Why are
Is
you
what I'm doing
pretending to be
illegal?
from my country though? That's just weird.
Um,
It's a little
because I
weird.
Is it
can,
so
right?
that
Isn't
so
that
that you could
just
say is it so that you could say that Doug was ice? Is that why?
no? Why would I say that? I actually happen to like the accent, right?
By the
It's
way,
called freedom of speech.
what is freedom of speech? Can you describe it for me?
You want me to articulate it to you? Yeah, it's something that the United Kingdom does not have. Is that a fair enough
That's
definition
not
for
that's
you?
not
Well, that's
telling
not
me what
describing what it
freedom of
is.
speech is. That's telling me
So,
who doesn't
freedom
have
of
it.
speech, right, is my ability to speak what I want, right,
No,
without fear of the
false.
government coming after me, as long
It's
as it's not a call for unaliving or a call for violence, right? That's freedom of speech. Are you
and
familiar with it?
by the way, that's the exact same. We also our laws also stop people. It's called incitement, and
Oh, really?
that is the law under which most people here are arrested for
How
online
many people have been
speech.
arrested for social media posts
I
that are not
Um,
violent? Can you explain that to
hold on.
me?
I do have something to say.
Recently in your country.
Somebody disliked you so much they paid to kick you. All right, Tammy. Thank you for that. I know we were saving that until somebody else came in. Let me get to the next guest. Corey, I see you in there. You can hang out up here. Let me just make sure this is an opposition first. Cover. Hello. Are you opposition?
Yes, I'm here. Huh?
How old are you?
Hello?
Yeah. How old are you?
I am 56.
What year were you born?
Can you hear me?
I can. What year were?
1970.
Yeah, I heard you. Okay, and you voted for Trump?
Oh, okay.
You
Hell
voted for Trump?
no.
Okay, I'm just looking for
Nope.
Trump
I say hell
supporters.
no.
Okay, so there's nothing. Okay, so you
Oh,
all right?
okay,
So you're
but I
not.
was just
Let me bring you down, okay, guys. I'm only looking for Trump supporters, please. Anybody that disagrees, we're looking for debates, okay? Sorry if there was any confusion there. MC, how you doing?
Hello, all good
Hey.
today.
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Cool. And did you vote for Trump or support him or anything like that?
I support Trump and I'm an immigrant.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
Yeah, because I'm Venezuelan. So when you say crime didn't rise here, I don't know about that because I haven't seen the statistics, but I know crime was reduced a lot in Venezuela. because they all left and came here. And also, I am a legal immigrant. They came here illegally. And believe me, you don't want those guys among your people. I used to live with them. 100% you don't want those guys
Okay,
here.
I'm trying to narrow down your claim here. So you're saying Venezuela got less violent because they left?
Yeah, way less, way less.
Okay. Do you have any data to back that up? I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not
I
true. I honestly
mean,
don't know. I'm just wondering if you have data to back that up.
you can call it hearsay, but everybody that still lives there that I'm friendly with, they tell me that, yeah, crime's like all-time low.
Well, you can't just say this person said so. Like there has to be data on it, right? So I'm just
I mean,
wondering
if
what
you
that
want to
data is.
take the numbers of the dictatorship, you can go ahead and do that, but I wouldn't believe those.
You wouldn't believe data?
From a dictatorship? No.
I'm not saying from a dictator. I'm just wondering what the data, because we can't just go off personal experience. That's not a good way to determine if something is happening.
I
or
mean,
not.
it's not good, but that's the only way in Venezuela.
Okay. All right. Well, if you can't verify it, then we're gonna have to move on. All right. So what? Well, you
Okay.
can't verify it. We're at a crossroads here, so I don't know what to tell you. So all right. So as far as America goes, now are you saying that we got more violent because those said violent criminals came here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now do you have
Pretty
data
much.
to show that?
I mean, you can see what happened in that building over there. That's just a case, but
What building? What the fuck building?
all
are you talking
around,
about?
maybe, I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was Texas or something.
What? All right. We're trying
And
to.
you
I'm
can
trying.
see
I'm trying
Tren
to.
Agua activity in the US.
Okay.
Doug, I think this is the same guy as before, but putting on a different accent.
Could be. This accent does seem a
Uh,
little fake.
Fake. I speak Spanish mainly, so
It is the same guy as before, but
I
putting
have a
on a
feeling it
different
could be
accent.
as well.
nah way. Well,
I mean,
go
I didn't
fuck
think
yourself,
this was.
guys.
I didn't think this was a.
You just hate Trump.
A real-
Goodbye.
So it is the same guy, and we
It
found
is,
him
yeah.
out, and now he's leaving.
Is that what he does for a living? Just comes up with different accents and goes on.
And
You know why he does it? Because they think that their point has more credibility if it's say an immigrant backs it up, right? That's what they're trying to do.
The weird thing from when he came up the first time, first of all, that his British accent, as I said, was good enough to fool you. But the problem is, he said he was born in the United States, so either he's like an Anglophile, but if he was, he wouldn't have said your country, like sort out the problems of your country, because he freaking love my country. Yeah, just weird. And the fact that he then told us to F off just shows that it was the same person. Like,
Oh, for sure it
otherwise
was,
he'd
yeah.
have been like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And yes, Matt, I did flip the camera. I looked back at what you said. I'm like, maybe there was a point to what you said. I just have to deal with myself being backwards here. Glitter, how you doing?
Hi guys, I'm 30. I was born in 96. I just wanted to say really quick, I do agree that that guy was faking a British accent, 100%. And also, I did know a child that was born in America, but did grow up with an accent because her father had an accent from where he was from. I just wanted to throw that in there, but I agree, he definitely was faking it.
Okay.
But
Matt will tell you there are a lot of kids currently who might be like 4 or 5 years old and happen to have a British accent in the United States because they
Right.
watch a lot of Peppa Pig.
Well, her parent was, I literally knew her parents. I said I agree with you, that guy was faking, but I'm talking about like a real
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But there were words that he said that there's no way a British person would say them like that.
That's why
Like,
I said like 3
Yeah.
times I agree with you.
Yeah.
like Iran and Florida. It has 3 syllables in a British accent.
Okay. All right. Hey, Glitter.
really?
Glitter, I appreciate you coming on up. I am looking for debates, but I appreciate your input. Okay, I'm going to bring you back to the
I have
comments.
a good day.
Yeah, have a good rest of your day, guys. I'm looking for opposition, please. Again, if you know you're an exception to that rule, if you're somebody that's been up on my panel, you're a quote unquote panelist. You're an exception to the no friendly rule. Yeah. Anyways, people on the tube, you guys see the phone number that you can call in to come on up. I'll put it on screen, but it's also in the comment section over there. Let me just put it back up here.
You know how I knew it was the same person, Doug? Because he said Trendagua in the exact same way in both accents.
That what it was?
Yeah.
That tracks. Make sure you guys send in your heart me as well if you can, please. This is my first time going live today, so you all should be able to send in the heart me. And I have the little corn goal if you guys want to help hit that. Not that kind of corn, but the corn that you eat. I don't know why I thought that was funny.
The answer, someone in the comments asked what was his real accent. Nobody knows. Maybe he doesn't even know. But yeah, weird.
Just don't eat it with just don't eat it with ice. Thank you guys for helping reach the corn goal. Yes, and I won't eat it with a thing of ice cream. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. God, that was bad. All right, let's set up a new gift goal over here. Let's do the finger heart. You gotta love the finger hearts, right? Finger hearts are always fun. Little finger action. Okay.
Everyone loves a bit of finger action, Doug.
Yeah.
Just
If it's done right, yeah. This is true. This is very true. You guys too in the YouTube. You guys all love finger action, right? Yeah. All right.
Do the YouTube comments love me today?
It's just starting to get going, really. Queen Erica has her own TDS live too, which you don't.
Do I?
Apparently, you are Queen Erica, and you have your own TDS live. Yeah, apparently.
My lives are private. You can't see them unless you follow me on TikTok. So I think you're thinking of somebody else.
More than likely. Oh God, did we hit this goal?
Somebody in the comments seemed to think that I was Erica Shante earlier, and was having an argument with somebody regarding whether I was white or black.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Matt, they may mean with you potentially. That may actually be it. And thank you to I don't know who helped hit the finger heart goal, but I appreciate it. It's a little bit harder to see who gets me on the studio than it is on the mobile. So if I don't acknowledge that you did so, I do apologize. I try to. It's just a little harder for me to see it. But it looks like it was Mary and Raven and Stormy. Thank you guys. And yeah, thank you guys for helping reach the gift goal. You guys are the best. We are committed. Yes, you guys are good. All right. Again, people on the tube, you can see the phone number there. Just call on in. We've actually had decent conversations with people on the tube. Yeehaw!
Oh, Doug, I have to tell. Right, Matt has just said in the comments, have I told you about Matt's YouTube breakthrough? So Matt has now figured it out. I went live with Matt for a period of time yesterday so that he could figure out how to get it working so that he could have a conversation
and they can hear you
with
too.
Someone on YouTube and they can hear you too. And now he's got it all figured out.
Sure. So what changed?
I don't. You'll have to.
I'll talk to him. Okay, fair enough.
Technical.
Well, I'm glad it works now. That's good. I'm sure that was aggravating prior to. Again, if you disagree with the background prompt, hit the guest request button at the bottom. It looks like that pink and blue. Yeehaw! Looks like that pink and blue person on screen at the bottom next to the comment thing. And again, people on the tube, dial on the phone number. Come on up. Oh, somebody is calling. Hello?
Yeehaw!
Hello? Guys, we're getting a phone call. Hello. How you doing? Hello,
I'll
how
do
you
the
doing?
yeehaws.
Hey, what was your name? I didn't catch it. What was your name?
Is this Doug?
This is Doug. What was your name again? I couldn't hear it on the message thing. Oh, I guess he just hung up. All right.
Right,
Did
hang
you
on a
just want
minute.
to? That was weird.
I have something to do real quick. Yeehaw! 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 Somebody keeps sending me cowboy hats. I can't keep yeehawing like over and over again. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! It's making me laugh.
I wonder why that guy just hung up like that. That was weird, right?
I don't know. Somebody just sent me like about 20 cowboy hats in a row, and I can't do that many yeehaws. I'll do them periodically when you least expect them throughout the live.
Red Hat Latino, how are you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Eric, I think it might be the
Yeah,
same. Yeah.
I agree. It's the same guy again, a third time.
You just can't stop,
What
huh?
guy a third time?
Yeah, you're the same one. Yeah.
Who's the same? Can you help
Why
me
aren't
understand what
you
you're talking about?
pretending to talk in a weird British accent this time? Or
I'm not
pretending to
understanding
be
what you're
from
trying to say.
Well, because
Venezuela?
he has his regular accent, he has his British accent, and then he has his Latino accent. Can you do a Southern accent? Let's do that. Let's pretend we're talking to a Southern Republican. Can
So,
we
I
do
mean,
that?
do you want to have like a conversation, or I'm
Yeah, I
really
want to have
confused as to what
I
you're
want to
talking
have a
about?
conversation with a Southern character.
Okay,
Do
cool.
that.
So if you want, you can drop me, bro. I really don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'll go somewhere else. It's okay.
do this Southern
So
character.
it's 100% the same guy, because the
I know.
way he just said,
Who's the
yeah,
same
it's the
guy?
same guy.
The way that you're
Okay.
responding to that shows that you
I
are
appreciate
right.
whatever.
The
Well, I mean,
gaslighting is wild.
I said
The
hello and you
gas.
started laughing, right?
If you
So it's
just
a
want
little
to say
strange.
you're the same person, I actually wouldn't mind talking to you, but you
Who?
have to admit
Okay,
to it.
what's the person's account? What are you talking about, bro?
You know exactly
Like,
what we're talking about, because
If
you just said 3 words exactly the same way you said them in your British
so I
accent.
said words. Oh no,
if you just
words.
admit to it,
That's
I will
weird.
talk to you. I
I
mean,
can't admit to something if I don't know what you're accusing me of, right? So can you help me out?
all right. Well, then I guess we can't talk to you then. Sorry, man.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, it was 100% the same person.
Yep.
I knew it right away. I knew it even before I clicked on it. I just had an idea because what was the thing? Latino something? I don't even remember what the profile name was.
Latino red hat.
Yeah, it's just too guys. We got a phone call again. I
I bet
love
it's the same
calls
guy
on the
phoning
tube.
in. I put money on it.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
If you say so. Fuck! Why did you hang up? Try again.
I think it's the same guy, but this time he's trying to phone in, and I said I bet it's the same guy again, and so he hung up.
Well, here, let's try it here. Hey, are you there? Hey, are you there? And they hung up. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, it is the same one.
I'm telling you, it's the same guy calling.
Oh, you think
It
it's the
just came up
same
3 times.
the same like
Yeah.
the other it could be. But then he would at least talk to us though, right? Let's try it. Wilmington Treatment Center called me.
Well, I'm going to be honest. That would make sense as to why he keeps coming up on different accounts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Wilmington Treatment Center was the number that called me the past 2 times. So whatever you can make from that.
I just want to let people know, when you call in, if your phone number is related to a business, that comes up.
Hold on, that's happening again. Well, I don't know.
To accept.
Hello. Are you there?
Call from QSC facility.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Good, good. I just need to know your age real quick before we talk. I just need to make sure you're above 18.
51.
Okay. And you're calling from YouTube, I assume?
YouTube. Yep.
Okay. Cool. And did you happen to vote for Trump? Would be my assumption.
Yes, I did.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. I hope you're having a good day. Now, how do you think he's doing so far?
I think he's doing the best that we could hope for under the circumstances.
What does that mean?
It basically means I don't think anybody in the political elite class could do better at the presidency. I think we're just in a bad situation where I don't think anybody in the political class right now could do better. I mean, it's just
What?
I think we're just in a. Go ahead.
What? Okay, so you said we're in a bad position. What about it is a bad position? Like what specifically are you referring to?
We don't have. I mean, you think about it, 340 million people in America, and they give us two people to vote for. They give us two options.
Sure, but you said America's in a bad. Sure. I agree that can change. But you said America's in a bad.
We're in a.
I'm just.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You just said America's in a bad position. I just want to know specifically what you're referring to.
I think because we're hyper divided, and no matter what, like, and this is going to sound like facetious or maybe a little far out there, but if Trump was to cure cancer, the people on the left would find something wrong with it and say he wasn't. And it's just we're just a very, very divided nation.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I hear that said often, but the funny thing is, on the opposite end, they have defunded cancer. They have defunded a lot of things in relation to cancer, and nobody on the right seems to care, which I find to be ironic.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you can say that if you treated cancer, people on the left would still hate it, but we see the opposite happening with the right. There's a lot of cancer funding that got taken away. Nobody on the right seemed to care.
Honestly, I'd have to look into that a little further. You know, a lot of times these large bills, there's a lot that goes on in these large bills, and you know, either side can kind of play devil's. That can look at one side of the bill and say this is going on, and then the other side will say, well, no, but we did this. So it's a lot within the context of large bills that are passed.
Well, but this is objective.
Good and bad on both sides.
There's been $2.7 billion that have been taken out of funding in relation to NIH cancer research funding.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying nobody on the right seems to care about that.
Yeah, that's a little. I mean, like, you know, that's the divided. Like, nobody on the right cares about cancer patients. That's just, you know, hyper, you know, divisive in so many ways.
But why would he?
On the right cares about.
Why would?
On the right cares about lives at all.
Why would they cut $2.7 billion for cancer, and why is nobody on the right speaking up about it?
I mean, you're talking about something that, I mean, I have to look into. You know, I don't have time to look into every minute detail of every bill, but I'm sure there's probably some bureaucracy going on within the health system or within that particular field we're looking at. Maybe there's some fraud maybe going on.
This is what I'm talking about, though.
Without me looking at it, like unfolding it and breaking it down line by line, I can't really speak exactly to this, but for you to say the people on the right don't care about cancer patients, that's just...
Well, clearly you don't. Clearly you don't. You're trying to make excuses. You're trying to make excuses.
So you're saying, right? So you're saying because I support Trump, I don't support cancer patients. You know what I'm saying?
No. What I am saying is I am telling you they cut what was it, 2.7 billion, and you're making excuses for it. You're saying, well, I'm sure there was a reason.
I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you, I'd like to look into it to see why they cut it.
What good reason?
They cut it because they hate cancer patients.
Give me one.
I just told you again, without me looking looking into the bill itself, I would say there's probably some fraud perhaps going on there. Maybe this has to do with the insurance agency, maybe overcharging or whatever the case may be.
That has nothing to do with funding.
Speak to this specific.
Is it possible? Is it possible they just don't value that as much? Is it possible the Trump administration? Is it possible the Trump administration simply just doesn't value science? Is that a possibility? Like, could that be the answer?
You know, I think there's a research arm of this government, or not the government of the country, that you know, withdraw funding and try to justify certain funding for certain things. But if there's no proof, if there's no improvement in what they're doing, then why am I continuing to fund them?
Well, there is, because the unalivings of cancer have gone down, though, over the past couple decades. So it is working.
Can I say additionally,
Yeah, go.
Here's really quick. Here's really, this is I've been taking these calls a lot over the last 3 or 4 years, like talking to anti-Trumpers or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But this is the last call I'm going to make. I'm like literally burnt out. But I do want to say this, and I think this is something that I'm really serious about, and it's the Epstein files. And what I'm going to say is this: one thing that anti-Trumpers and pro-Trumpers have in common, they're all obsessed with Trump. And so I've been blackballed from right-wing podcasters such as yourself, because they say I don't support Trump because I want to know what the Epstein files are saying, not only about Trump. And this is the problem. I think the Epstein files are coming out not because of the right or the left. I think it's the people. And I believe that we have to be united, right and left, on this particular issue. If you're talking about children being hurt or children being, molested, I don't know if I can say that.
No, try not to say that.
That's really where we have to push.
Acre.
And so, yes, and so I've heard a lot of people say, well, most of them are Republican. Let's say, okay, let's.
It doesn't matter what they are. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican.
So that's what I'm really trying to get you guys on both sides. We need to get to the bottom of these files. And if Trump is in, I'm sure he's in there, but it's not just Trump. You're talking about Saudi princes. You're talking about royalty from Britain. You're talking about, billionaires. And so I think all this Trump stuff, and again, you're going to continue to do that, I think is just like a distraction from what we really can focus on as a people, united on the front of helping children or getting to the bottom of what's going on with Epstein files.
I got it. Okay. Erica, the other person on the panel, wants to speak. Go ahead, Erica.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the Trump administration said the reason for cutting cancer funding, to that extent, they didn't allege fraud, they didn't allege anything of that nature. They just said that it was to cut spending. My contention would be that there are areas that you could cut spending over that. The military, for example, which probably doesn't need almost $1 billion a year.
A trillion.
Sorry, $1 trillion. I meant $1 trillion. I said $1 billion.
Yeah.
But I also want to point out, we talk about the Jeff files an awful lot, and being a British person, obviously, I am particularly interested in the people from the UK, of which there are. Oh, thanks, Doug.
Sorry.
There are many and various. The thing is, my country is actually arresting people over this. The United States doesn't appear to be doing anything apart from trying to further stop any further files from coming out, which is incredibly concerning.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree, anybody who's in the files, no matter what their political persuasion, needs to be held accountable. But I don't think that will ever happen under a Trump administration. Because, and I agree with you, it's the people that are making these come out rather than the politicians. But even if the names come out and all the files come out, if the administration is not willing to do anything about it, it doesn't matter if all of the files come out. There will be nothing done in the United States about it. I mean, you might get a few Democrats being prosecuted.
Oh, hey man, hey, we're getting feedback. We're getting feedback. Oh my god, we're getting feedback. Yep. Oh my god, we're getting feedback. And he hung up. I didn't. Oh my god, we're getting feedback. Wait, what the fuck is happening? And he hung up. I didn't. All right. Anyways, man, you can call back. I didn't end the call. I think you may have done it. But yeah, we were getting feedback on your end for whatever reason. So just go ahead and call back, whoever. I know there's some people who called while he was on the phone. So any of you can call back. That's fine. Yeah, no, I agree with what you said. Even if everything did come out, nothing would happen. Like, even if there was videos of Trump doing something to anyone under the age of 18, I don't really think anything would be done.
I just think I'm not going to say what I said before again. I think it's sad that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, who we know was involved in nefarious things with trafficked girls. Oh.
Call from
John Cunningham.
John
to
Cunningham.
accept, press
Hello, John.
Eddie.
Hey, man.
It auto disconnected the call. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. We were just talking. Okay. I don't remember where we were at. I think Erica was speaking.
Yeah, I finished, so John can respond.
Yeah, you can respond to whatever she said if you remember what she was saying.
I was asking if you could speak up a little bit.
I have this on full volume. I can put the phone right next to the speaker. That's the best I can do.
Oh.
Shall I repeat what I said, John?
Can you hear that?
It sounds a little muffled to me, but I can kind of make something out. I can hear you fine. It's just
Okay. I don't know. Try again. I'll put it further away, maybe. I don't know.
Would you like me to repeat what I said, John?
Again, I couldn't really hear that too well.
I don't know.
Turn my volume up in a second.
Yeah, do that because every other guest was able to hear.
And you can speak to speak to John. It's fine.
Turn my volume up.
Try one more time because every other guest has been able to hear her. Okay, so I don't want to try one more time. If your volume is up, try again, Erica. Sorry.
Can you hear me now, John?
I can.
You could?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're good now. All right.
Okay. So what I was saying, John, was I think even if all of the files come out, I don't think under this DOJ anything is going to be done about it in the United States. You might find some Democrats being prosecuted, but we know that there are people that this is not party political, right? It's not the Democrats have done something or Republicans have done something. You'll probably find most of the people in the files are donors rather than members of either party and have probably contributed to both at some point, depending on what they need doing. And I just don't think under this DOJ in the United States, people are going to be prosecuted.
Well, I don't think they're even prosecuting these people because, Donald Trump is a pedophile. I'm an evil choice voter. That's why I vote for the most evil of the two candidates. Donald Trump, he's a pedophile. He's Jeffrey Epstein's top guy. What? He was all over that island.
Then why did you vote for him?
Because I'm an evil choice candidate, so I believe Donald Trump espouses the ideals of Satanism. And he was the worst of the two evils.
Yeah, goodbye. What the fuck was that?
Well, he sounded like a nice guy.
Well, that was weird. That was just a little weird. All right, back to reality, I guess.
Whoa, here comes gravity. What's that from?
You
That's
quite
reality. Whoa, here comes
Eminem.
gravity. Eminem.
Eminem. You're
Okay.
trying to quote that. Yeah. Mom spaghetti, gravity, reality, spaghetti, something, something. Funny.
I
So
didn't.
funny.
You know when you.
Funny with that song. I downloaded that song initially from one of those like LimeWire, Napster type apps or things on a computer. If you guys remember that. And so when I had that song on my iPod at the time, it was Eminem, "Loose Yourself," LOOSE. So ever since then, I just called the song "Loose Yourself," even though it's "Lose Yourself," just
It's.
because it was always spelled that
It's.
way in my iPod.
You don't. Judging by what happened to you the other night, you don't need to loose yourself anymore. You're loose enough.
If people don't know what you're talking about, that's going to sound kind of odd.
Let them imagine. It's
Be
fine.
sure, okay. The way that you said that, yeah, makes it sound worse than it was.
I don't know about anybody else, but I have I have like song lyrics floating around in my head, and if somebody says the phrase
You'll
like the
say the
phrase
next, yeah,
before,
yeah.
I'll say the next one.
Yeah, I do that too. Like when I'm like talking with somebody, it's got to be with somebody who I know really well. I'm not going to do it just a random person. But like, yeah, if they'll say something, I'll do the same thing. I'll say like the line to the song, or if you know what I mean. Yeah, I used to do that with my brother a
Um,
lot. We would do it all the time, back and forth. We always seemed to be like always on the same page with it.
I just for Raven, yeah. Raven sent me like, hang on, let me look. Sent me, I don't know, 10 cowboy hats. I don't know how many
Oh
yeehaws I've
wow,
done so far, but
that's a lot of yeehaws, huh?
it's 10 in fact. It's 10 yeehaws. So I think I've done about 4. I did a laughing one. I won't charge you for that one, Raven. But I'm randomly gonna come back and yeehaw. Probably in the middle of Doug saying something really important, like how he shit himself the other night.
Keep tapping and sharing, guys. If you're enjoying the live, click the follow button. Click the subscribe button.
Oh,
Uh,
Raven, did you accidentally send me 10 cowboy hats? I'm sorry.
well, I don't know. How can you accidentally send 10? I can see how you can accidentally send 1, but
Somebody just said, hi, Dig and Erica.
yeah, I saw that.
Hi, Dig.
I did see that. People think
You
you're
got.
very boring on. Did I just get another one? Yeah. Um, somebody says you're very boring. Someone says you're very
I
boring
don't.
on YouTube.
Only boring people get bored.
There you go. Mike, come on up. I don't know why the viewer count on TikTok has been like egregiously low lately. I haven't really cared as much because I have like the YouTube people to focus on, but I don't know. Like it seems difficult for me to get above like 200 people. I don't know what's up with that. I have to look into what's going on.
Yeehaw!
I think
Well,
part of it is that
well,
I don't seem to get like if I get a guest early in the live who's like an entertaining guest and all that, then the viewer count will go up to a count I'm okay with. But it's when we like struggle in the beginning, then it just seems like I can never get past whatever viewer count we're at right now. And I don't know why it's I don't know.
I'm I'd like to say that TikTok definitely doesn't think I'm boring because I'm in other lives that have over 1,000 people in like on the regular.
Yeah.
So um um and the people in I think YouTube actually like me because
Oh,
I'm
they do for
someone
sure.
to throw things at, you know.
Yeah, no, they seem to really,
Erica,
really dislike you.
I was like, I misread that. Erica could talk about the weather, and we actually had delightful weather today, and there's daffodils and crocuses coming out all over the place. Spring has sprung.
Here, somebody says so. They say it is a cult. I assume they're talking about people on the left, and yet they highlight the fact that when certain cult members go against the supposed leader of the cult, but cults don't have any dissenters. Not sure
That's
what.
not true. Well, that's also not true. There's tons of cults that people leave and dissent or try to speak out about whilst a member. That just go look at Scientology, for example, and look at people like Leah Rimini who have spoken out about it. People do speak out about cults all the time.
Yeah, no, that's for sure true. Yeah, that happens. We see that with I can't think of it. Scientology. People speak out against it.
But not just. I mean, every cult has had people that have left and spoken out about them,
Yeah.
unless they're
Yeah.
like super new. There were people on the day at Jonestown who wouldn't do what they were told to do. There was in fact there was a woman who left and tried to get on the plane with the was it a representative or a senator who was unalived at Jonestown? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But there was a woman who was literally trying to leave and who spoke out to the I think it was a representative about what had happened. So that's patently false. If you know anything about cults, you would know that was false. I did my master's dissertation in cults. I'm familiar.
I feel like I didn't know that. I don't know why I didn't know that. I'm sure you
Yeah,
mentioned that before, but
yeah, he was a US representative. Thank you, Alex. Yeah. He was pew-pewed and unalived at Jonestown, and that's why they chose the time that they chose to do what they did. Yeah.
I think it might be good to restart, guys. I may change the topic to like the LGBT plus one. I just feel like I need to change it up for some reason. Do you want to come on back, Erica? When I restart, it'll be 2 seconds.
Sure.
Okay.
And yes, it was Flavor Aid, not it was Flavor Aid, not Kool-Aid. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna restart. So give me a quick follow on TikTok if you don't already. At YouTube, give me a subscription, whatever. I'm gonna restart on both of them. Okay, so I'll see everybody in like 2 seconds. Right? See you guys quickly. YouTubers, see y'all in a. Wait, what the fuck?